Do you believe in the terrifying things lurking in everyday life? Stories that once heard you will never forget. In today's video, I will share 3 true chilling stories that happened in places you might think are peaceful, deep forests, quiet roads, and encounters that defy explanation. Get ready, turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and step into a world of real fears. Are you ready? Let's begin. Story 1. Mysterious sounds in Shaman Forest. The sweaty camping trip. Have you ever imagined that nature would be the safest place, the sanctuary to escape from the city? Noise, my girlfriend and I once thought so. We are from Chicago, and a few summers ago we decided to escape the dusty city and head to the Shaman National Forest in northern Wisconsin to camp and explore a pristine land where humans and nature intertwine, undisturbed by the sound of car horns or neon lights. But that trip, instead of being peaceful, became a nightmare we will never forget. We weren't professional hikers or adventurers, just 2 people who loved exploring and enjoying the tranquility of nature whenever we had the chance. Our plan was to walk about 15 miles on the North Country Trail, a secluded trail known by few similar to a quiet version of the Appalachian Trail. At the end of the journey, we'd reach a small wooden shelter where we would set up camp rest and head back the next day. The first day was perfect. The sky was a deep blue, the old forest alive with birds chirping and wind rustling in the trees, creating a symphony of nature. We moved slowly, taking photos, savoring every moment and breathing in the fresh air until we were out of breath. After 8 hours of hiking, we finally arrived, set up our tent about 100 feet from the wooden shelter, just enough for privacy, yet close enough for convenience. At night, the forest was eerily quiet. We lit a fire in the stone circle, boiled some water, and enjoyed our packaged meals. The flames danced, the sky filled with stars, and we sipped wine, laughing quietly, feeling grateful for this experience of freedom. But when everything seemed calmest, fear began to creep in. We returned to our tent, turned off the lights, and only the sounds of insects and rustling leaves filled the air. Suddenly, a strange sound echoed through the darkness, a repetitive knocking sound like someone tapping 2 wooden sticks together. The knocking didn't sound like wildlife, nor the wind or falling leaves. It had a deliberate rhythm, almost eerie. My girlfriend whispered, "Do you hear that? Someone's out there." I could feel the chill creeping up my spine, and my heart raced uncontrollably. We lay still, trying not to make a sound, straining our ears to catch the repeated knocks in the dark forest. The knocking continued for a while, then stopped. Only the leaves continued rustling, followed by faint whispers. I could make out at least 2 voices. We couldn't understand what they were saying, but we knew they were close yet not approaching. Terrified to our cores, we didn't dare leave the tent. With no weapons, no way to defend ourselves, it was just the 2 of us, vulnerable to whatever dark mystery was surrounding us. The next morning, we cautiously stepped outside. The wooden wall of the shelter immediately caught my eye. The word "kill" was carved deeply into the wood, accompanied by several fresh, deep cuts, as if someone had used an axe or knife to strike it. Wood splinters were scattered around, the same sound we'd heard the night before. The chill spread throughout my body. Someone had been right there in the dark, with intentions that clearly weren't to welcome guests. When we returned to our vehicle, the scene was even more horrifying. The windshield wiper was upright, and there was a dead squirrel impaled on it with blood and fur still stuck to the glass. A small note with a smiley face was clipped to the windshield, a cold warning in the wilderness. We left everything behind, sped off, and never returned to that forest. You might think nature is safe, peaceful. Perhaps for many it is. But sometimes the darkness within the forest isn't just silence, it's something watching you, waiting for the right moment to step out. If you've ever experienced moments of fear in nature, or if you have a story to share, leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next chilling tale on the channel. See you next time in the quiet dark of the night. Story 2. The Green Car Nightmare. A midnight chase in a small town. Do you think living in a small town is safe? A place where everyone knows each other, the law is strict, and the police are always nearby? I used to think so too, until one fateful night completely changed my perspective. I live in a small town in Wisconsin with a population of about 11,000. Life seemed peaceful, but like anywhere, there are dark corners that no one wants to talk about. One afternoon I was driving to meet my boss at his house. He managed his business in the basement of his home because he hadn't rented an office space yet. As I was driving, I noticed a blue car tailgating me closely. I drove a Kia Soul with a flat back, so I could easily see the headlights behind me. The blue car kept following me too closely, not giving me any space to breathe, even though I was only going about 50 km/h. I tried easing off the gas and slowing down, even signalling to let the car pass, but it wouldn't. The tension began to build. I pulled out my phone and pretended to take a picture of his car, hoping that might make him back off, but he kept following. I turned left at an intersection instead of right, and he kept tailing me. I made 2 loops around a roundabout, but I couldn't shake him off. At this point I realized this wasn't a joke, he was deliberately harassing me, toying with me. I decided to head to the local police station. He continued following me, never leaving my side. We parked next to each other, and I saw him clearly, a white man, bald, around 40 years old, wearing sunglasses, with a half smile that sent a chill down my spine. His car was neat and clean. His clothes were well kept, not like someone out of control. My mind was racing, trying to figure him out. Did he have a weapon? What was hidden behind that gaze? I called 911 from the police parking lot. As I dialed, he rolled down his window, stared at me without saying anything, then slowly rolled the window back up and backed his car out. I rushed inside and reported the incident. Although the police said it wasn't the first time they had received complaints about a stalker like this, I still didn't feel safe. A few days after returning home, I found a piece of paper stuck to my windshield. It was just a simple smiley face, but it sent shivers down my spine. I told the police, and they gave me a contact for victim support services and an address for a women's shelter. I had to be more cautious than ever, always sharing my schedule with my husband, setting up alerts in case I didn't check in on time. Since then, I never saw that blue car again. But every time I go out, I still keep an eye out for that car, fearing when he might return this time, not just for a game. Have you ever been stalked or harassed on the streets? Don't hesitate to share your story, because we are never alone in the darkness. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so we can explore more chilling stories together. Story 3. The Ghost on the Country Road. Uncle Sam's ominous journey. There are experiences in life that you think will just be a joke or a scene from a horror movie, but when you face them, you realise just how haunting they truly are. This story I'm about to tell is about my Uncle Sam, the fun-loving uncle who always brought laughter to the family. But there was one secret he never told anyone until the day he saw me with my new car. Back in college, Uncle Sam lived in a small town with sparse population, and the roads were flanked by vast cornfields. One night, after drinking with his friends, he decided to walk home because he didn't want to drink and drive. As he was walking down the dark road, an old pickup truck suddenly stopped. The driver was a middle-aged man looking like a true farmer. He offered to give Uncle Sam a ride, claiming the road was long and dark. Uncle Sam, reluctant to refuse, agreed to get in. However, as soon as they started driving, he realized the man was going way too far from his route home. Doubt started creeping into his mind. When the man turned onto a dirt road leading to an old rundown farm with a rusty swing set in front and a desolate children's playground, Uncle Sam began to panic. He tried to open the car door to escape, but found that the handle was broken and could not be opened from the inside. At that point, Uncle Sam knew he was in danger. Luckily, Uncle Sam quickly struggled and managed to escape, running back toward the main road. The man didn't chase him, but just stared with a cold, lifeless gaze. Uncle Sam said that from that night on the image of that old farm, and the man's eyes haunted him relentlessly. From that point on, he became more cautious and warned me never to accept a ride from a stranger, no matter where I was. Uncle Sam's story is not just a cautionary tale, but a reminder that even the most cheerful and funny people can carry with them memories of horrors that they can never forget. Never ignore the warning signs, and always protect yourself when traveling alone, especially in isolated or dark places. If you have any creepy stories you'd like to share, leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you never miss the next thrilling story. The last 3 stories are clear proof that this world doesn't just have light, but darkness always lurks around us anywhere and anytime. If you've had any terrifying experiences or know of any creepy stories, don't hesitate to share them with me in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next stories. See you in the next videos, where the truth is always scarier than imagination.